Hello everyone, my name is Maria Victoria Ramos and today I'm going to talk about solutions to problems. Find solutions to problems. This woman is reading a letter that she received and the question about that situation is what difficult decision do you think the woman has made? What do you think the letter says? I think this woman has made a tough decision, and this is her history. Her name is Vicky. She is an English teacher in the city where she lives. She's very confused because she has received a letter from the USA embassy in which they say they have approved her residence. She feels worried because she has to travel very soon, therefore, she's going to separate from her husband and her son who have to wait for their resident card, and she doesn't know how long it is going to take it. Meanwhile, she receives the card or the letter. She has been thinking on who is going to take care of her family while she is in at home, and how is she going to finish her career. She has to quit working and she loves her job because she is an English teacher. The woman is also thinking on how happy she is going to be with her daughter and her granddaughter who are waiting for her in the USA. Over there on the right, you can see the letter that the woman had received from the embassy. About the song called Out of Reach by Gabriel. In my opinion, I think the song is mainly pessimistic because the woman has broken the relationship with the man she loves, and her boyfriend didn't demonstrate love for her. The woman had done many illusions about this relationship, but she realized she wasn't reciprocated in the same way because she used to love him. About the true problem according to the song, I think is that the man hasn't shown enough love for her and she showed too much disinterest by him, and this was because he didn't love the woman while the woman has been giving everything to this relationship from the bottom of her heart, and that's why she believes has been a fault to show so much love for him. About the real situation, what do you think is the best solution for each situation? The first story is about why won't he introduce me to his family? This is a girl who is 21 with her boyfriend, and they live in a big city, and both of them have different cultures, and the problem here is that his family is very religious and traditional. She's religious, but not too much that their parents, his parents, um, and she's worried because he doesn't want to introduce her to his family. Um, the the best solution for this situation, I think she should ask to her boyfriend the reason why he doesn't introduce her to his family, and she shouldn't insist that he introduces her to his family. Probably he has realized that she doesn't share the same religious customs that his family has. But in my way, if they are really in love and he recognizes the problem is the religion, the woman should respect what think his family about religion, and her boyfriend parents should do the same to her. This is another situation from the real life. Can we leave my mother? This is a woman who is 44 years old, and she's thinking to move in with her husband to the USA with her two kids, and she's really worried because she lives with her mother and she's elderly and she doesn't want to go anywhere. I think the best solution is I think this is pretty hard to be in her shoes uh, because I think I wouldn't allow my mother be alone. And one possible solution would be trying to convince her to move with them to the USA. But if her mother refused the proposal, I think the best solution and making this decision from reason and not from the heart would be better taking her to a nursing home where her mother will receive care from nurses and the woman should call to the facility every day and visits her once a month. And I understand her. I'm really concerned about that situation because I have a similar problem. My father has Alzheimer and sometimes he's aggressive due to his illness. He doesn't want to be in a different place where he is right now and he is with my sister. So what I'm going to do if I have to go to USA? I don't want to take him to the nursing home. It's for me it's easy telling to the other person what to do in this situation, but when it's your mother or your father, it's very difficult making that decision. Making decisions. Are you good at making decisions or not? Well, every day I have to make decisions such as what I'm going to give in my class, what I'm going to make for lunch, what dress I'm going to wear, etc. Everything I do is the result of a decision. For me, it's not easy to make decisions, but when I am under pressure, I make decisions right away. No matter if the situation is complex or not, regularly I make good decisions. The second question is if you find it hard to make a decision, what do you usually do? I usually try to be calm, but it's not easy. I analyze many times the situation. I follow sometimes my instincts. I thinking of the situation and I measure the consequences. Also, I make a list on pros and cons. And at least when I feel weak or insecure to make a hard decision, I ask for help of a family member, like my brother or a friend who listens in my concern, and they can give me a good advice. a big decision or event in my life. I have made many decisions in my life, but this is the big one. I'm going to call this story. Should I move? When I was 32 years old, I quit from my job. I used to work in a notary, and I was doing nothing. So I sold my apartment, and 1 year later, in a cold night, I was thinking of my life, and I thought I would like to make a change in my life, and I have a vision on my life. I decided to move to the USA, and in 8 days, I sold everything: my furniture, my beds, my everything. And I went to the USA with my sister and my little son. My daughter traveled a month later. Since I arrived to the USA, our lives, and my life especially, totally changed in a positive way. Although customs were different and I didn't speak English, I I I start to I start the classes at the college to learn English, and I began to work. I also study nursing on weekends, but I study in Miami, so I have to drive 4 hours to get to the college and 4 hours to back home. And I got my degree as a nurse. My children began to study, and today my daughter is also a registered nurse, and my son is studying at the university. And my husband has his own business. I had to return to Colombia for personal situations. My mom was pretty sick, and I started working as an English teacher, and I discovered that I love this profession, and that's why I started studying English at university. And right now I am ending my career. Now, um, I think this has been the biggest and best decisions I ever made in my life. These are the references where you can see more information about the topics. Thank you so much for your attention.